So artificial updates weekly for Friday, August 22nd. And as usual, we have a lot of updates. And the trend for this week is more memory and more personalization. You know that a human without memory cannot act reasonably. You cannot have goldfish and be effective in the society. Same actually with models. They need memory and they need personalization so that they know what you mean in your prompts. And this is the trend. Okay, as far as LM Arena, things are basically the same. GPT-5 went down, so Gemini takes the first in chats, and in coding, Claude takes the first three places. So this, I was always saying Claude is the best. Next, updates. Google agent-to-agent protocol, and we also have a model context protocol from Anthropic. So they both are complementary to each other. You can use both in one system. They both are JSON based. Just to remind you, model context protocol is how your agents or your models communicate with data sources. And data sources usually provide data in a structured format, strict format. Whereas if you have agent-to-agent communication, you can be more conversational. You can pass images between them, so it may be a multimodal conversation. But both of these protocols use JSON, specifically the JSON RPC, which stands for Remote Procedure Call. And yeah, and you can use both in the same system. Now, there was a big event, World Humanoid Robot Games in Beijing. So there is some images you can search online. It's very funny. They had more than 500 humanoid robots, many teams, mostly from universities, 16 countries, multiple events. Yeah, and you can see how robots sometimes crash or go in the opposite direction or do some stupid things. Or playing football, it's also funny. Next, Google LangExtract. This is great thing. So first of all, it's a Python library, and you can plug into it different models. So you can take models from the cloud, or you can use local Llama models. And what it allows you to do, you tell it what information you want to extract from text, and it will find this information and extract it, but it also tell you where exactly this information is in the text. So it protects from hallucinations, very, very useful. And this is on GitHub, you see, open source. NVIDIA Canary, 1 billion parameter, and Paraki 0.6 billion models. So this is for audio transcription. And you see this Canary and Paraki, so they can talk. These libraries are small, fast, open, and multilingual. Nano Banana, a lot of noise. It looks like this is from Google, and what it is, it's image generation model, and it is so good. It's better than GPT-4o, which I used before. It's better than Flux One context. Text to image generation, it's very nuanced. You can create images, you can edit images. It understands prompts very well. It does consistent scene editing, photorealistic. So here is generated a photo like selfie and styles artwork, macro photography, ultra fast. So amazing. Next, Archon. So this is the work of Cole Medin, and this is very, very interesting. He reviewed different ways of extracting data, so using vector databases, using graph databases, and he created a system which allows you to combine multiple ways to store and retrieve information and make it available and communicate this information between different parts of the system. So he created a lot of different agents and accumulated a lot of experience and wisdom. So it's basically like a open, not open, but like operating system with agents and data retrieval. Very good work. He just launched his latest system, which he called Archon. And yeah, these are some links you can follow. Very smart person. This paper, 6 macro tools in Python generating passive income. So author showed how very small pieces of code, just like tens of lines of Python code or JavaScript code, can actually generate some money by providing some useful services. Very funny. Well, useful, yeah. Google Gemini URL context tool in Gemini API. So what's happening, you can include URL in your prompt, and what this library does, it follows the URL and extracts information from this URL. So you see from Google import genAI, from Google genAI types, import context config, and so on. This article by Simon Wilson shows how to do it using his tool set. And here, for example, the prompt was latest headline on simonwilson.net, which is his website. And the response says the latest headline on this website of August 17, till running a GPT or whatever. So it extracts information, it follows the URLs, and you can use it in your prompts through API from your Python code. Very good. Next, as usual, shameless plug for my channel. If you're watching it, please pause the video and answer the pinned question in comments under the video. Subscribe to the channel. It's Lev Selector, and you'll be notified about these new videos. A solo programmer built a complete web search engine in 2 months. Well, solo programmer, but this is pretty big project. 200 GPUs to generate 3 billion neural embedding across 280 million indexed pages. So again, this is Wilson, and yeah, this is a very interesting project. OpenAI GPT-5 achieved 95, almost 96% accuracy on MedQA clinical questions. Yes, so this is the paper. What they did, they show that it's really working very, very well, much better than previous model GPT-4o. Microsoft now adds GPT-5 into all its products. So you see icons of these different products include Microsoft 365, Copilot, GitHub Copilot, Visual Studio Code, Azure AI Foundry, like everywhere. Next, Qwen-Image-Edit 20 billion parameter open source model. Quite amazing. So here, for example, this is input image, and the prompt asks to turn to show the left side, and it generates this image. So this is input, this is output. Similar with the dog, or with the bird, or with the lion. There are many transformations it can do: rotating objects, style transfers, edits, modify Chinese and English text directly in images without breaking. It's amazing model, really. Achieves state-of-the-art performance across a series of image and editing benchmarks, beating rivals, including GPT, Image, and Flux. 90% of game developers use AI. It reduces repetitive tasks, drives innovation, enhances player experience. So this is description of this survey. Next, MIT report, 95% of generative AI business pilots are failing. And they are failing not because of technology, but because they usually applied to sales and marketing, where they don't really produce very good results, but they actually produce best results from automating back office tasks, saving money and improving efficiency. Okay, next, I just wanted in one paragraph compare DuckDB, SQLite, Pandas, and Polars. So SQLite, you know, it's now supplied as a part of standard library of Python. It's a database, very light, fast, convenient to use, with row-by-row storage. DuckDB is for analytics. It's a columnar storage, can process very fast large data sets. Pandas, well, everybody knows Pandas, panel data, and Polars is similar to Pandas, but it's written in Rust and it's very, very fast, memory efficient, and so on. DeepSeek 3.1. So DeepSeek was upgraded. This is base model, and it is much better. It now has no think, and it even beats Claude 4 Opus on some benchmarks. It has MIT license, so it's open source. Anthropic is raising $10 billion. Now, they already raised $3.5 billion in March, and now they're raising more. So this is the picture of original co-founders, Dario and Daniela Amadei, who originally were at OpenAI, then they left, started Anthropic, and now, of course, it's a huge success story. Meta needs all the cloud infrastructure it can access, so they just made a deal for $10 billion over 6 years with Google Cloud, but they also made deals with Amazon and Microsoft and other providers. Pixel rollout, so the new phone, Pixel 10, it has a lot of AI features. It has a very effective chip to run the models. So 4 billion parameter Nano, it runs on the chip. It does visual guidance to give real-time visual cues, conversational photo editing, Magic Queue, you see Gmail, calendar, messages, voice translate. This is like Apple iPhone. Real-time translation across 10 languages, preserving the speaker's actual voice. So this is quite amazing. Okay, Meta Dyna V3, self-supervised learning, SSL, for vision. State of the art, very high resolution, yeah, well, I don't have time to cover this, but this is quite amazing. Gemini API Imagen 4, so fast, and it's actually the whole Imagen 4 family of models, again, images. FastAPI-MCP. So what it is, it basically mounts MCP server on your FastAPI server. So you see this in Python. So you install FastAPI-MCP module, and then you import FastAPI-MCP, and then you can use it. You can mount it on your server. Alibaba One model, now version 2.2. It's a high definition text to video generation, better performance, better quality. ByteDance Seed-OSS 36 billion. OSS usually it's open source, right? And ByteDance is a huge company, so this model is long context, 500,000 tokens, reasoning, agent capabilities. Next, DynamicsLab Mirage 2. So this is very interesting. These people, there is no like company per se. They're in different places. They're in several cities in California, in Tokyo, in Chicago. And what they created is a system where you can upload an image and then it becomes interactive world, and you can move in this world and like do some activity. You can invite other people. So it's like a game which is created from a single image. I recommend you to click on one of these links and just see the demonstration, and you can use it. You can just go to demo.dynamicslab.ai. Next, Thyme, think beyond images. So what it is, it's a system to process images. You see there on Hugging Face. So that means it's open source, and it can do image manipulations which are either a pixel or they're big, like rotating, cropping, and depending on type of operations you need to do, it has built-in tools which it can use, like cropping, scaling, rotation, contrast enhancement, and so on. State of the art, easy to use. So here you see like Python code, how to use it. Next, Claude Code. There are so many videos and articles about using Claude Code, and I made two, like here, for example, using hooks, using agents. Hooks are predefined shell commands, and you can put the hook like before task or after task or something. So you can organize your work. Sub-agents. What I see now that working with the code assistant is not just writing a small procedure or like just completing, do code completion. You ask the system to create a plan which consists of multiple steps, and then for different steps you create configurations for different agents, and then starting with planning you start executing those steps one by one, using hooks, using specialized agents, verifying your progress. Yeah, Claude Flow, AI orchestration platform to run and coordinate multiple AI agents and so on. There are so many examples of how this is done. But returning to this slide, Claude Code now have output styles. So here's the command, output styles, and it gives you the list. And one of the styles is JSON. So what it means is that when you set output style JSON, and then you ask the question like, what's the capital of France? It returns you JSON, strictly JSON, which is very, very convenient. Here I provide example of directory structure of files you add to your project. The Claude.md usually contains overview of your project. The rules are, well, the rules which has to be followed, and there are multiple settings. There are some settings which you want to share with other developers, and then there may be some local settings which you don't want to share. This is just your private ones. And you see like Claude.md files for like hierarchically for different directories and so on. This is a pretty common kind of standard structure. When you create those files, it helps you because then you can give short prompt, but because you have all these files, Claude will actually understand what you're trying to do. This article shows the workflow you can copy. This shows multiple templates. See on this image, a lot of templates for these files which you can use. SuperClaude provides 16 pre-built professional templates, yet another article which explains how to do it. This like a short description of a typical project. You start with product requirements document, which is called PRD, in the project directory. Then use init command to generate the Claude.md. Ask Claude to create task manager markdown file, which splits the big project into multiple tasks. Each task assigned to specific subagent. Use start and end session commands for each subagent to load relevant context, and so on. So as you see, there is a lot of experience how to do multi-agent parallel processing, effective verifying with tests and everything. Yeah, so it works. It delivers production results. Agents.md standard. So this is a project which started with OpenAI, but now includes multiple participants, and it grows very fast. What it is kind of standard how you create Agents.md file, and you can use it to coordinate work of your agents. So this is a sample Agents.md file, like a very, very simple file. So dev environment tips, testing instructions, PR instructions, and so on. Next, using Windmill.dev for AI pipelines. There are multiple companies which have Windmill in their name. This particular Windmill.dev is from France, and they have a platform where you can create pipelines. It's a very convenient platform, and when you create those pipelines, you can use AI, which helps you to fill in the blanks, to enter the code. You can do the edits from Visual Studio Code. They have VS Code extension. In fact, you can create the whole thing as code and then load it into Windmill or vice versa. There are so many ETL tools, pipeline tools, but Windmill looks like it's a very, very good option. A lot of community support. GPT-5 prompt optimization guide. People found that when you talk to GPT-5 in a certain way, it becomes much better, much smarter. So this is the main advice. Define context gathering criteria and clear goals, set tools called budgets, create early stop conditions, establish safety boundaries, and so on. So there are multiple publications which describe the prompting. This is a good cheat sheet. And after applying the recommended prompt, GPT-5 begins to respond in a structured and useful way. First, a direct answer, then step-by-step explanation, and finally, a brief action plan. Okay, next, BVP Report, Bessemer Venture Partners. So these people deployed over $1 billion into AI in the last couple of years. So apparently they know what they're doing. They describe the situation starting with first release of ChatGPT, Big Bang era, describing a lot of supernova startups and shooting star startups, changes happening in infrastructure, developer platforms and tools, horizontal and enterprise AIs. You see a rapid uptake in industries like healthcare, legal, education, real estate, home services, consumer AI versus enterprise AI, browsers with agentic AI navigation. So it's a big report. And there are some predictions that browser will serve as a programmable interface for agentic AI, more generative video, AI evaluation and data lineage infrastructure becomes central for enterprise AI. A new AI native social media may emerge, and large software as a service tech companies will be acquiring AI capabilities. Okay, next, Microsoft POML, which is Prompt Orchestration Markup Language. OpenAI has its own markup, but this markup only tells, is it like a system prompt, is it a user prompt, is it a question or is it response, whereas POML actually has a lot of different tags like role, task, example, image, document, table, and it's getting more support. People start using it. So we will see. So far, it's just a new standard. Next, health chain. Yeah, this is interesting. There is a big industry of passing medical information around. So you have hospitals, you have doctors, you have research labs, you have labs which do, I don't know, blood tests and so on. There is insurance, and you have to pass information between them. And there are a lot of regulations for privacy, protecting people and organizations. So you have to have systems to enable this communication in a secure and compliant way. And here you have open source on GitHub, .implement health chain. So this is a Python module which provides this functionality, and it is open source. so this is great. Next, jobs. So we don't have a lot of layoffs in August. So these are total numbers. This is me as usual, and thank you.